Hello everyone, my name is Puteri and I'm from Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Kristen Satya Wacana, Salatiga, Indonesia. On this occasion, I will present the result of my research about the influence of brand ambassador, country of origin, and brand image on the purchase decision of skincare products, study and consumers, nature, publics, and plants Indonesia. The first, we will talk about the background. Today, skincare products are an absolute necessity for everyone to support their physical appearance. The more people who use it, the more people need it. And the more skincare products appear both from Indonesia and from abroad. South Korea is one of the countries that has a great influence on the world of beauty throughout the world. One of the most affected countries is Indonesia. There is one of the South Korean products that are in demand in Indonesian markets. It's called Nature Publics. The following is data on sales of Nature Publics in Indonesia, which reached 1.27 million based on 2020 Commerce Report survey. With number of skincare products that have sprung up, many companies are competing to develop marketing strategies to market their products. One of the strategies used is using a brand ambassadors. This is still related to the influence the South Korean state, because South Korean artists often become a brand ambassador for various beauty products. One of which has been in Indonesia for a long time, namely Pond's, which use Wendy from Red Velvet as its brand ambassador for their products. For South Koreans product themselves, they're still using their artists for their brand ambassador. The example is Nature Publics, which use NCT127 as its brand ambassadors. This phenomenon makes me, as researchers, feel interested in comparing an influence of brand ambassadors, foreign and domestic artists on the decision of buyer of products. And I also add country of origin and brand image variables as research variables. Based on this background, our research questions are formulated like this. Does the brand ambassador influence the purchasing decision of skincare products? Does country of origin affect the decision to purchase the skincare products? And the last is, does brand image affect the purchase decision of skincare products? Before we going further, we need to know the meaning of each variable that we are examining. The first is the meaning of brand ambassador is the term marketers use for someone who is employed by a company or organization to promote a product or a service. The meaning of country of origin is country of origin of some product, or it can be country of brand manufacturing for some products. The meaning of brand image is an image of a product that is in the minds of consumers. And the last is the meaning of purchasing decision is the decision-making process that refers to consumer action for some products. The hypothesis is hypothesis 1, brand ambassador affects purchase decision of skincare products. Hypothesis 2, country of origin affects purchase decision of skincare products. And the last is hypothesis 3, brand image affects purchase decision of skincare products. And for this research concept like this. Brand image as first variable, country of origin as second variable, brand ambassador as first variables, country of origin as second variables, and brand image as third variables, and purchasing decision as dependent variables. This research is quantitative research with a sample of 150 respondents for its products, and the respondents collected through Google Forms using scale models, and the test tool is SPSS25 with multiple linear regression analysis type tests. After collecting the respondents, and here is the characteristics of respondents. For both products, female respondents is dominant, and on average are respondents who are 21 to 25 years old. Next is the pre-test to test the validity and reliability to prove that the data can continue for the next research. I used 35 respondents with significance value 0.05%, in our table 0.334. In Nature Publics, based on the table beside, it can be interpreted that the data is valid and reliable. The same thing was also done on PONS data, and the results were also valid and reliable, so that they could continue for the next research. For the next research is normality test. In the table, Nature Public data gets value significance 0.200, which is more than 0.05, so that it can be interpreted that the Nature Public data is normal. For PONS data, its produce value of 0.055, which is more than 0.050, so that PONS data can be said to be normal. Next is multicollinearity test and linearity test. In the Nature Public data, it can be seen that the tolerance value is less than 10.00 and the fifth value is more than 0.10, so that there is no multicollinearity as well. On the linearity test, in the ANOVA tables, it's producing value more than 0.05, so that the data means linear. In the PONS data, the same thing happens, that the tolerance value is less than 10.00 and the fifth value is more than 0.10, so that there is no multicollinearity. And then in linearity test, for each variable also produce value more than 0.05, so that the data means linear. The next test is F-test or simultaneous test. On the Nature Public data shown in model summary table at adjusted R-squared section gets value 0.649 or 64.9%, which means that 64.9% affects the variables and 35.1% is a variable that not studied. In the ANOVA table, the significance value is 0.00, which means the data has simultaneous effect. Meanwhile, for PONS data in the model summary tables, at adjusted R-squared section gets value 0.432 or 43.2%, which means that is only 43.2% affects the variables and the 56.8% is a variable that is not studied. On the ANOVA table, the same thing happens, that the significance value is 0.00, which means that the variables of PONS data have a simultaneous effect. Then the t-test was conducted to test the hypothesis. In the Nature Public data, it can be seen in the table that all variables, be it brand ambassadors, country of origin, and brand image, produce value less than 0.05, which means that all variables for Nature Publics have an effect on purchasing decision. In PONS data, only the brand image in PONS data, only brand image has an effect. Meanwhile, the brand ambassador and country of origin variables, its produce a significance value is more than 0.05, which means the variable has no effect on purchasing decision. And the conclusion is, brand ambassador, country of origin, and brand image simultaneously affect the purchase decision of skincare products in the Nature Publics and PONS. And all independent variables individually affects purchase decision for Nature Publics but not for PONS products. Brand image is the only predictor of the purchase decision for PONS products. The congruity between a customer profile and brand ambassador increase the brand ambassador's effect on purchase decision. The country of origin effect is more powerful when there is a convergence between the country where the brand originates, and the country where the product is manufactured. Brand image is the function of customer experience. The more positive customer experience, the more favorable brand image. The implication is marketers may use brand ambassador when they fit with the customer profiles. It can be the demographics or the lifestyles. And then the marketers may utilize the country of origin cue when there is a conversion between the brand and the manufacturing country. Marketers must ensure that they can consistently deliver the product and service as customer needs and want. For the future research question, for the next research can add variables. For example, price variables. Why? Because price is usually the influence of a person to making a decision of buying something. For further research, you can use the same variable like this research, but with the different research objects. For example, something, Innisfree, White Lab, and Pure, the Body Shop, and the others. And here is an explanation of my research. Thank you everyone for your attention.